Yo, it's Professor Shaman, back in effect, May 20th, 2012. Today's lecture is going to be about ancient Egypt. It'll be brief, but fact-filled for sure. Fact-filled. The movies, the TV shows, the History Channel even, they ain't nothing but just hacks for the NWO. NWO, what does that stand for? New World Order. A lot of people got it twisted on exactly what that entails. The real secret to the New World Order has to do a little bit with that back of the dollar bill shit with showing the pyramid. The New World Order was about mainly making all inventions, all discoveries, even the building of the Great Pyramids to appear to have been done by Europeans. Even though we all know Europeans still thought the world was flat in the 15 and 1600s before Columbus sailed around and realized he wasn't going to fall off the side of the earth if he went. Here's a fact about Columbus discovering America. Well, obviously there were people here when Columbus got here, the Native Americans, so I'm sure that discovery, was news to them. Second of all, the Carthaginians, which, they were descendants from the Phoenicians, who were the first actual seafaring people. I mean, these people were from Africa, and they had already sailed all the way around Africa and all the way around the world thousands of years ago. We're talking about BC. They had already traveled around the world to the islands. That's why Filipinos, some of them look black. In India, some people look black. Because black people from Africa, and especially the ancient Egyptians, who were very highly technological, and so were the Phoenicians and Carthaginians, they had already traveled around the world. Google Hanno. His name is Hanno, Hanno. He was a great Carthaginian seafaring guy. He traveled all over the world. And in Mexico, there's Olmec statues, a lot of statues with Negro features from thousands of years ago, okay? So that's proof that black people been in the Americas since way before Europeans, and since way before we were brought here as slaves to the United States. Now, getting back to the NWO junk, these NWO people, their whole game is perception. That's why they control movies. That's why they control the music industry. That's why they control news. Because they want to control how you think about something. And they want to pretty much show you the world through a straw. Or show you the world through their perspective, So, everybody got to just realize the only way you're ever going to be free is by cutting off the news, cutting off that shit, and going straight to the source of the information, all the way to the root source, as far as it goes, and reading it for yourself, drawing your own conclusions, okay? Google King Tut's tomb paintings. He's got giant paintings in his tomb where they show him how they looked, and they were all brown and black people, all of them, black folks. But the only picture they will show us of King Tut is just the golden, the face mask, mummy mask. Why don't you show us a picture of his mother? Because she got a fucking afro and she's twice as dark as I am. Okay? The shit is ridiculous. So, my goal, this is the first part of the series, but we're probably going to have at least 15 series on this. That's going to prove to you, first of all, that 95% of all the 460-something pharaohs from ancient Egypt, 95% of them were black. The other 5%, of that 5%, the other some of them were Greek and Greco-Roman era. Yeah, that's what it is, the Ptolemies. And none of them built pyramids. They didn't even speak Egyptian. Only one who spoke Egyptian was one of the Cleopatras. There was a few Cleopatras. They were all Greek. And she tried to pretty much present herself as being a new Isis or whatever, But they were all phonies. All the best pharaohs, the ones who built the pyramids, wrote the hieroglyphs, conquered, went around the world, they were all black folks. Don't get it twisted. Ramses the Great, Thutmose the Great, Tut, Khufu, the pyramids built by Khufu is his name, okay? So, this is the first installment. We got a long way to go. But what I want you guys to do today is go and research pharaohs and go try to find pictures of them. They painted themselves. They left so much carvings, paintings all over the place. And you will see that 95% of them was all black people, okay? And I got one last fact for this first installment of my new Egypt-inspired thing. This is the last fact. Arabs did not conquer Egypt and come to Egypt until 600s AD during the Islam awakening or holy wars or whatever. Then they took over. Okay, so that's way past the pharaonic era. So it wasn't the Arabs who were the fucking pharaohs, okay? Now, that's the biggest point I can make also right here, because a lot of people, they see Egypt today, they see it's Muslims and Arabs, they think, okay, well, that must have been them forever. Well, that's not the truth. The last black president was actually Anwar Sadat, and he was assassinated in 1980 by Muslim extremists and replaced by Hosni Mubarak, who was just toppled in this past year, spring awakening, whatever they call this shit for the Islamic stuff. So, I mean, there's plenty of information out there. You know, people just got to understand that we're being tricked, lied to. The New World Order is pretty much as it sounds. New World Order. The order is whites up here. Whites invented and discovered everything, and blacks are low and didn't do nothing and are lucky to even be around, you know. So we're going to get through that with knowledge, because knowledge is power. Knowledge will set you free inside and out. Okay? Talk to you guys next time. Be safe. Much love.